Are you nervous about starting a new leadership role? The first 3 months of your time with that new team is very critical, and it will set the precedence for your leadership journey with that new team. So I'm sure you are in overdrive right now thinking, I want to be liked. I want to come in appearing prepared, organized, knowledgeable. I want to come in and just creating all these new systems, and the team is flourishing, and you're meeting your outcomes, and yeah, all of that is great. Okay, but that shouldn't even be your focus for your first 3 months. Okay, and in this video I am going to be sharing with you 4 key factors you want to consider implementing as you begin your journey with a new team, especially if you're the one joining an already existing team. Okay, so if this is you in any way, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Welcome to another episode on the Growth Leadership Cafe. My name is Adesowa Ero, and on this channel, I talk about all things personal and organizational leadership, especially for folks who are new to management. So my newbie managers, leaders out there, this channel is for you, and it is to give you the tips and tricks on how to build your capacity as a leader and to be a leader and a change agent as opposed to being a manager, okay, in whatever leadership capacity or organizational capacity you find yourself in. Okay, if this is your first time coming across my channel, you're very welcome. If you're not yet subscribed, this is a great time to do so you get a notification every time I post a video, which is every week Tuesday 8 o'clock Central Time. And for my avid followers, thank you so much for sticking with your girl. I really appreciate it. So moving on to the topic for today, I am talking about what to do in the first 3 months of starting a new leadership position. Okay, this is a very critical time in your leadership journey with that new team, and it really sets the tone for how things are going to be done in your team and how the perception that your team is going to have of you and your ability to influence the team, to create positive change and all of the outcomes that you want to reach with your team. Okay, so entering into a new leadership position is very interesting. It is exciting. You're probably happy and proud of yourself. Oh my God, I was offered this position, and it's a great feeling. So enjoy it. Okay, and tap yourself on the shoulder that you are doing something great, and they are recognizing and acknowledging, all of the hard work and dedication that you've put into the organization so far. Okay, so now we want to take it up a notch. All right. So in your first 3 months, I know we have all these grand ideas of wanting to, just come in and start performing and getting things done. That's great. That's exciting, However, you're coming into a team that already had a system of doing things. Okay. And for you, as much as you want to appear knowledgeable and organized, and really just great at what you do, you don't want to come in and rock the boat immediately you get on the boat, if that makes sense. Okay, so you want to understand how things are done in that space, and if you're flagging things that you think, I think we could do this better, maybe based on your own past experiences, you've seen other methods work really well, and it's great. If you want to improve the process, by all means, that's great to start making note of all of the things that you would like to introduce or enhance within the team. Okay, the first thing you want to do when you enter a new team as a leader is connect. Okay, it's just human connection. Get to know the people who make up that team. Who are those people aside from their job titles and their roles? Okay, who are those people individually? And this is not something you do once and that's it. It is obviously something that you do continuously as you grow with the team. Okay, however, it's good to get a sense of who are the personalities in here, get a sense of the ones who are the movers, the ones who are a bit more withdrawn and quiet, just understanding, getting a feel of the team and kind of doing like a temperature check. Okay, and how cohesive they work together, how collaborative they are together. Like, get a sense of knowing who the people that you're going to be working with. Okay, because that would really help you situate yourself better. That would help you communicate with each person differently and kind of meet them where they're at based on their personality types, based on just how they communicate and their strengths and, all of our flaws, because we all have them. Okay, so the first thing you really want to do is connect and get to know the people on your team. So inviting them into your office and just checking in and like, hey, I like us to connect. I want us to get to know each other. What exactly do you do in this team? What do you enjoy doing at work here, with the team? What are the things that interest you? Find out what their interests are, their hobbies. What is it like for them outside of the office? What do they do after work? Like, just really get to know the person behind the title and the job description. That's essentially it. Okay, and you can also introduce yourself, because it's mutual, right? As much as you want to get to know them, you also need to let them get to know you as well. Okay, so that should be your focus. So bring each person in, and it's not really a space for you to talk about yourself and to your own horn and how amazing and superb you are. You do want to give a bit of your background, but it's more so about the person that you're speaking to, okay? And really be there to listen and just pay attention to what it is that you're saying, or even the things that you're not saying, all right? The second thing you should do in your first 3 months is observe. You are there to really take stock of what is going on. How does this team function as a unit? What is their general tone of communication? What is the preferred method each person uses in communicating? Who is the chatty person in the room? Who is the person that is very task oriented and is just bam, 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 oh, you want this, I'll get it done? Or like, who are the initiators, the instigators, the ones who are starting things? You want to observe each person within the team, but also how they work together as a unit, okay? Because you can also start identifying, what this team is doing really well and what you want to help them do more of. And maybe what are some of the things that you think that, based on your own experience, they can do better in, and you probably have, some ideas of how you can build those capacities. All right, so you're there to observe, how do they do things? What systems do they use? Why do they use those systems? Get to understand those things first. You're not there to necessarily just come in and bulldoze and, oh, this doesn't work, this looks faulty, I'm changing it. Okay, you're there to really just take in what's going on, meet with the team. If you're seeing things that don't add up to you, ask questions, okay? But you want to observe the individuals, the team as a unit, and how they function, and the systems that they use, and how functional are those systems in your opinion. So you're really just taking stock of what is going on in your environment. The third thing you should keep in mind as you go into that new leadership role with that new team is understand, okay? And that's where all of the meetings come in, whether it's the one-on-ones or just, in the lunchroom, casual conversations. But set up meetings and really understand, okay, how have you guys been doing these things? Why have you guys been doing it this way? So you're really there to understand from their perspective, because for you coming in, you are coming in from that third eyes lens or third eyes view. And so some things definitely will not add up to you. Some things will definitely not make sense to you, but they've been using the system, and to them, maybe it's not problematic. Maybe it's functional and it works well for what they're using it for, right? But for you, maybe in your mind and the background and experience that you have, you're like, oh my God, like, how are these people still using all of this when they could be doing X, Y, and Z, right? I get all of that. Okay, but understand the why. Understand why they're doing things the way that they do it, okay? So really ask questions and don't make assumptions or conclusions based on things that you've not really been giving context on the why, okay? That's very important, because you don't want to be seen as this person who just came in and is just changing things, and you're like, why are you changing something that was not broken or faulty? Or like, even if you want to change it, maybe explain to them why you're doing it. But I'd say even before you take that action, connect, understand, observe, ask those questions, because it's very important. And so even when you do decide to change it and you're explaining your why, they're going to take more ownership. They're going to want to help you get that thing done, because they understand, and you kind of took them on a journey. You included them in the process, and so they're more likely, or they're going to be more inclined to work with you in that process and be more collaborative. All right. And the fourth and the last thing I want you to keep in mind, and by no means is this list exhaustive, but it's just four of the main important things that I have seen that has worked for me, that has worked for my clients, and it's something that I want to share with you as well. Okay, it's really understanding the space that you're in and figuring out how to situate yourself and continue to work with that team. So the fourth thing you should do is collaborate. All right, so you've been able to connect with the team. You've made your observations of what's working well, what could they do better at, and who are the key players here, who are the people, what are their skills, what is it that each person does really well, and you've taken stock of this new environment that you're in. Okay, so collaborate. And so maybe that would look like bringing the team together and saying, it's been a pleasure working with all of you, so far in the last 3 months. I've really gotten the chance to get to know each and every one of you, a little more. I know I don't know everything about you, and nobody does, but, I really appreciate the time that we spent together. And, these are my observations. I'm really excited, in continuing to work with you as we grow as a team, and here are a few things, that I've observed that we are doing really well. Okay, like I'd like to see this continue, and just, be honest with your observations. And, and it's not necessarily for you to come in there and give them a list of bam, 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 bam. These are the things that you guys are not doing well, and these are the things that you need to change going forward. It is a systematic process. Change management is a skill in itself. Okay, so even if there are things that you're seeing that needs to be improved on, it's a process. It's not going to happen in a day. So maybe pick one first at a time. Pick one and chip it in the meeting and explain, hey guys, I noticed we're doing this way, and based on the feedback I'm getting from you guys, this is how it's working, these are the issues with it, and I had some thoughts about this, and share your thoughts and ask them, what do you guys think about that? And, if they seem, enthusiastic about this, it's like, how about we just try this out? Okay, I'm not saying this is going to be permanent or this is a system, because, it sometimes is trial and error, so like, I have this idea of how we can improve this aspect of it, so, okay, let's try it out. And then, assign roles, assign, responsibilities, and set timelines, whatever that looks like, and get, the team to take ownership. But I promise you would see more ownership on your team's part, because you didn't just come from the first day, the second day, right off the gate, just saying, this is wrong, change it, this is wrong, change it. Yeah, it's going to rub people off the wrong way and make them feel like, oh, we are not good enough, or like we're not professional enough, or we're not smart enough, and you're just coming here making us look small, and you're the person with all of the answers and all of that. And even if you have the best intentions, it will probably not be received well because of your approach, okay, and how quickly you want to just turn things around because it doesn't make sense to you. Okay. So I hope this has been helpful for you. And if you liked what you heard today, I would say give this video a like. All right, and let me know that you appreciate the content coming out of my YouTube channel. And if you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'll do so right now and support your girl. Connect with me on social media. If you have questions or you have topics that you would like me to speak more about, I would love to hear from you. Please share them with me as well, and let's continue to create better leaders out there in the world. And in your first 3 months, you're going to be having a lot of conversations and just a lot of get to know you, understanding how things function and operate. And so if you're that person who has a hard time having difficult conversations, I got you. In the description box below, you are going to find a link to my 5-step power guide to having difficult conversations that will turn your seemingly difficult conversation into a collaborative dialogue. Okay, so click in the link in my bio and grab your copy. It's free. All right, thank you so much for listening today. I will see you on the next episode. Bye for now.